Coach, 4-2 loss against Lake State. Can you just give us your initial thoughts on the game?
Sure. On the game?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I didn't catch the end. Yeah, it was a odd game in that it had a feel of almost an exhibition because the our spots were cemented, both us and Lake State, so there wasn't the normal intensity type. But I guess it was less physical than most games. They still competed hard, and I was very appreciative of that. I thought our guys did a good job competing hard, battling on loose pucks, but yet having the respect, knowing that we didn't want things, to get chippy. I was really happy to see Cade Kowalski get a goal. His play has improved dramatically here in the last bit, and it was somewhat surprising he hadn't had a point on the year. But with that said, he's been playing exceedingly well, and I thought he could have had a couple tonight, but he had a really strong game. And I thought the one line with Tulik on it, I thought that line had a strong game as well. Pretty happy we held them to 24 shots, so it wasn't as though we didn't mind our P's and Q's defensively either. And for the most part, I thought if you looked at last night's game, whenever, and I broke the film down and saw that we gave up 10 odd man rushes last night, and we only got 2 ourselves. And a lot of that was self-inflicted by turnovers or getting caught with 3 forwards or 2 forwards and a defenseman deep. And I thought tonight they made a conscious effort for that not to happen. So I thought they played a much better game tonight.
And then 36 shots on goal tonight. Does that have to do with anything about Lake State kind of just playing conservative and not trying to do anything risky? Or?
I thought they played fairly conservative. I did. I thought by us playing better defensively tonight, and that was one of the mantras we talked to the guys about. Goals haven't been easy to come by, and I thought the reason why goals were all of a sudden starting to dry up is we weren't playing as well defensively, and we needed to play better defensively for us to get the chances on the offensive end. And I thought the guys did a much better job of that tonight. We were more disruptive in the neutral zone. We had more turnovers, transition opportunities, and thus our shots on net went up, and we started finding the back of the net.
With tonight being senior night, what are some reflections on your seniors this year?
Well, it goes beyond just 1 year. It's a 5-year situation. It's the 1-year recruiting cycle with them, then the 4 years. You remember them as freshmen, and as they come in and they don't know where any of the buildings are, and they don't know much about how anything operates, to the point where they're very good leaders, and they do an outstanding job with that. And that's, it's just interesting to watch how mature they are. And if you look at the group, 3 of them are taking graduate classes. That would be Austin Shaw, as well as Lutz and Yoder are all in the MBA program, and you've got Joe Rutkowski that's pre-med. So 4 of the 7 are doing very well academically. Actually, all 7 though are above a 3.5. But when you've got that, you've got guys in MBA classes and medical students, it's a pretty mature group, and so they lead on the ice, but then they lead off the ice and they lead in the classroom as well.
Bob, obviously a disappointing season record-wise. What do you feel it's going to take to turn around this program?
Well, we've got a ways to go right now. We've got to get the goaltending squared around. While at times we got great play from the goalies, that's an area of concern. So we've got to shore that up. I think as the season went on, in part of it too, and it's a bit of an excuse, but part of it too is the injury situation. We lost Finner. He had 4 goals in 5 games, and we lost him right at the beginning of the year. We lost Stewart. We lost Cole Norris for a good portion of the year. We lost Marshall Moyes for a good portion of the year. And you start looking at all the games we had and the key players that we had. We had Oscar had to leave the team at Christmas due to a family situation. So, I don't know. I said earlier we got a ways to go, and we do. We got some hard work to do. But I feel we're closer now than we were at this time a year ago. I'll say that.
You don't want to put too much pressure on freshmen coming in next year, but new players you're bringing in, you think will give this team and program a shot in the arm?
Well, I think though, they've got to come in and fit in, John. I don't think, we'll see. I like the class a lot. You know, I really do. We've got, I think at this point, 9 kids coming in. We had a freshman class this year of 10, 11 new players that came in, counting the goalie Austin Shaw to transfer. I think you're going to see the freshmen this year, that'll be sophomores next year. I think you'll see them take a step forward. I really do. You know, guys like Willits and Evanow, I think Tulik, I think Cade Kowalski, you're going to see him take a big step forward. So I think a lot of it we're going to get from internally and the players returning. I also think if you continue to watch the development of our goaltender, I think you're going to see Roney really improve. He could still be playing junior hockey. He just finished his second year of collegiate hockey. He could still be playing juniors in the North American League or USHL. And I look back at the teams we've had that have really done well, and you look at the one year we went to the championship game down in Tampa, and we had a player on the team by the name of Jordy Johnson. Jordy didn't do a whole lot for his first 3 years. And then all of a sudden he broke through, was a Hobie candidate, and was one heck of a player. And sometimes it just takes some developmental years. So I think, yes, our freshmen will step in and they'll contribute, but I think our returning players, you're going to see them take a big step forward. Great, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, Justin McCallion kept it in. Nice play. Caught it. Put it down. I was calling for it. He made a great pass to me on my backhand. I kind of saw Jake Transit at the front of the net. Just thought I'd throw it there, and lucky bounce went in.
And then you're a freshman here at Ferris. It's your first year. Can you just talk about the seniors and kind of how they welcomed you and the other freshmen kind of being a part of this culture?
Yeah, they were amazing. There was nothing better that I could ask for out of them. You know, they were great role models in the weight room, on the ice, and just even outside of the locker room, they were great. They just welcomed us right away, and you know, I'm definitely going to miss them, and just best luck to them for the rest of their lives.
Heading into the off season, what will you be focusing on in your game?
My game, I'd say, really just to get stronger, work on my shot. I know, just never really been a shooter, so I know I need to work on that. And yeah, I mean, our coaches, they're going to tell me what I need to work on, and I'm going to do whatever I can. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Looking ahead to next season, where you obviously it's a long ways away, but looking to this team and things you need to do to get those more W's, what's it going to take, you feel?
Yeah, just buying into the system that the coaches lay out for us. I know we're going to have a lot of returning players up front, so they'll be relied on heavily, as well as the freshman D that came in this year. They're going to be relied on quite a bit. So just coming into the year with confidence, I'd say, we can compete with anyone, so we just got to believe in ourselves.
And as you look back, what your decision to come to Ferris, but what was the determining factor to make that decision, and what are your thoughts here after 1 year?
Really just the culture. I came down here after my 18-year-old year in junior in Canada, and I just really loved it here. I felt like I fit in right away. And just to hear how the coaches talked about the program and what they wanted to do moving forward, it really inspired me to come play here. So, and talking to some of the guys, just a great culture built here. Thanks.